Waging a war on Christmas.
War on Christmas.
There's a war on Christmas.
It's the war on Christmas.
War on Christmas.
War on Christmas.
War on Christmas.
It's a constant refrain, seems to only ramp up every year, but the so-called war on Christmas is actually nothing new. In fact, its origins date back centuries. John Avlon has tonight's reality check.
Thanks, Michael. Look, I love Christmas. The kids, the trees, the carols, the It's a Wonderful Life marathons, all of it. But the season's generosity of spirit always seems to run into the buzzsaw of strange people trying to score political points by warning about a war on Christmas. Now, if you didn't know better, you might think they're talking about Congressman Thomas Massey's gun-toting family Christmas card. But, of course, they're simply repeating the riffs they've heard on Fox News, which has been serving as War on Christmas headquarters for almost 2 decades now. And the most enthusiastic field marshal in this phony war is ex-President Donald Trump, who tried to take credit for defeating the ghosts of Christmas wars past in a fawning new interview with Mike Huckabee.
When you came into office, America had gone through a long period where people quit saying Merry Christmas. It was all happy holidays. You deliberately changed that.
This was in 2015.
Tempting to say this is just the old arsonist as firefighter routine with some mistletoe over it, but it is worth asking how this candy cane flavored insanity all began. Well, ex-Fox anchor Bill O'Reilly commonly gets credit for immaculately conceiving the war on Christmas during a seasonal rant against secular progressives in 2004. But the real story of the war on Christmas actually predates Fox News by decades, if not centuries. And as I found out while researching our latest Reality Check digital series, its roots are even weirder and more revealing than you might imagine. So let's work our way back to 1959, when a notorious wingnut organization known as the John Birch Society was busy alerting Americans of an assault on Christmas at the hands of the United Nations, warning that there were secret orders at department stores throughout the country to utilize UN symbols and emblems as Christmas decorations. Now, if that sounds a bit mid-century tinfoil hat to you, check out more contemporary echoes from the 1920s, when a Henry Ford-backed publication opined that last Christmas, most people had a hard time finding Christmas cards that indicated in any way that Christmas commemorated someone's birth. And who was to blame for allegedly taking the Christ out of Christmas? Here's a hint. The name of the series of articles was The International Jew, the World's Foremost Problem. Yeah, it's really ugly anti-Semitic stuff. But that's kind of the point, right? I mean, accusations of a war on Christmas are rooted in what we would now call in political terms negative partisanship. The idea that your perceived opponents are not just mistaken, but evil. So evil that they want to cancel Christmas. But the ultimate irony is that if you go far back enough, the real war on Christmas was started by Puritan Christians. It's true. During the English Civil War, these austere English killjoys decided to literally ban Christmas celebrations by an order of Parliament in 1647. It was considered too indulgent, not focused enough on the Bible. So they made it a time of, get this, fasting and humiliation. Seriously, it's a reminder that fundamentalists are just no fun. Even after the English overturned that unpopular mandate, some Puritans exported their ban to the American colonies. In fact, in 17th century Boston, you could get fined 5 shillings if you got caught celebrating Christmas. And that was low to dough back then. This risk was removed post-revolution with the passage of the First Amendment, protecting the freedom of religion. And any latent impulse to conduct a war on Christmas should have been finally laid to rest in 1870, when President Ulysses S. Grant made it a federal holiday. Christmas has been safely celebrated ever since, even with occasional skirmishes like lawsuits to remove nativity scenes from public property, which most Americans generally have no problem with keeping, even though it can be seen as violating that old constitutional prohibition on any official state religion. Nonetheless, according to Pew Research, as many as 9 out of every 10 Americans say they celebrate Christmas, including 81% of non-Christians. So you and your kids can sleep easy while waiting for Santa, knowing that the spirit of the season has somehow survived and thrived despite all these trumped-up warnings about this phony war on Christmas. And that's your reality check. Back to you, Mike.
John Avlon, thank you. We'll be right back with your social media reaction to tonight's program.
Waging a war on Christmas.
War on Christmas.
There's a war on Christmas.
It's the war on Christmas.
War on Christmas.
War on Christmas.
War on Christmas.